Hello everyone, this is part 4 of What If Naruto Was Betrayed and Goes to Outworld, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, and check out the playlist. To see more, comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Medic ninja and doctors and nurses scrambled around the hospital, tending to multiple patients at once. It was nothing anywhere near as bad as it was during the attack of pain as it came to be known as, but they needed to treat it as if it were worse. After all, these were the lives of families at stake in the hospital, mostly civilians. Sakura, Tsunade, and Shizune scrambled around, going to where they were needed most to treat the more critically injured. The entire day went on like this, since most of the injuries were severe, some were critical, others were life-threatening. Very few were actually not the worse for wear, but the ones who had suffered those types of wounds were the ninjas, and they could bandage themselves up for the most part. And if not, they could afford to wait. It was actually quite relieving. Having the ninja or others tend to themselves while the doctors tended to the more severely wounded worked out quite nicely. Everything was working smoothly. Slowly, but smoothly. The hospital currently had about 85 injured from the attack from Outworld, but most of them had been treated. Only a handful had to stay overnight for observation. Then Tsunade and Sakura were called into the operating room over the intercom. Operating room 117 to Tsunade. We need your assistance for blood hemorrhage and head trauma stat. Tsunade to operating room 117 immediately. Tsunade looked at Shizune and told her, Shizune, you look after these people here. I'll be back as soon as possible. Hi Shisu, Shizune replied. Tsunade ran down the hospital halls as fast as she could. Upon arriving at the operating room 117, she pushed the doors open to reveal a team of doctors surrounding a woman with shoulder-length, jet black hair and her pink and black armored outfit on, covered with blood. The wound was coming from a huge gash on her thigh where the black overlapping metal plates had been cut by something extremely sharp. If the woman had not been wearing the armor, her leg would have been cut clean off. There was also blood coming from the side of her head as well. Her eyes were closed, one of them being covered by the copious amounts of her own life-giving fluids. What happened? Tsunade asked. One of the doctors replied, she was brought to us on a stretcher just a few minutes ago. We are trying to stabilize her but it's not going very well. We need your help. Tsunade walked to her and began healing the wound on her leg. The doctor, shocked by this action, asked her, why are you healing her leg? Her head has been injured, that should be the priority. No doctor, Tsunade said back, the priority should be to contain the blood. She is not stabilizing because you have not treated her most threatening wound, which is the one here on her leg. She was cut very deeply, down into the femoral artery. You are lucky that I got here when I did, otherwise her death just a few seconds later would have been on your permanent record. What kind of doctor are you anyway? Who doesn't know that? The doctor looked away ashamed of himself. She was completely right. He had handled pressure-filled situations before, but never on a scale like this. He had apparently lost control, and it nearly cost a woman her life. Tsunade said to one of the nurses, I need you to go get me Naruto Uzumaki now. I'm almost out of chakra, he's the only one who has enough chakra to do this. Hi, Lady Tsunade, the nurse said as she ran off. Then she got an idea. She looked at another nurse and told her, I need you to go get the fourth Hokage right now. Tell him he needs to go to operating room 117 immediately, and if H is not here in 5 minutes, I will burn every one of his damn perverted books. Hi. That brat better get here quick, thought Tsunade. I've bought Melina a few minutes at most, but I'm almost out of chakra. Naruto, I need your help. The fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, who had recently sat down in Hos chair once again a few days ago, was sitting at this desk going through all of the demanding paperwork like it was nothing. He had dispelled his 50 shadow clones that were going throughout it all to go throughout the last few pages himself. He was concentrating on a proposal brought by the civilians to rebuild a part of their school when the nurse that Tsunade had sent out to retrieve him burst through the door yelling out, Hokage-sama. Tsunade needs you to find Naruto and to bring him to the operating room 117 immediately, someone's life is at risk right now. Minato, immediately going into Hokage mode, stood from his chair and said to the nurse, thank you for the message. Tell Tsunade will be there in just a minute. Just like that, he was gone in a bright yellow flash. Thank Kami he can still do that, muttered the nurse. Naruto was enjoying his meal at Ichiraku Ramen when a random nurse ran up to him and yelled out to him, Naruto. Lady Tsunade needs you at the hospital now. Huh, thought Naruto. But I'm alright, what's the ma? He was interrupted when a bright yellow flash blinded him momentarily. He looked back after blinking his eyes a few times to see his father standing right before him and he said, Dad. How's it going? Son, you need to come with me, Minato said. Sorry, no time to explain. Just take my hand. He held out his hand and Naruto grabbed it. In an instant, and another bright flash later, the two blondes were gone. Tuki, the owner of Ichiraku, said aloud, but he didn't pay for his meal. Minato and Naruto arrived in a flash right outside of operating room 117 when Minato told his son, Tsunade is in there working on a patient and she desperately needs your help, according to what was reported to me just a minute ago. Well, then, let's go. Naruto said. Oh, and Dad. Yes son, you have got to teach me that jutsu. Minato smiled at his boy. Sure thing Naruto. Now go help out Tsunade. Hi, Hokage-sama. Naruto smiled at his dad as he walked in the doors to the operating room. Ah, how can he say something like that seriously and yet be sarcastic at the same time? Thought the fourth Hokage. Well, he is Kushina's son after all, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. When Naruto walked through the doors, he saw right away why Tsunade called for help. She looked the worse for wear, clearly from chakra exhaustion. Tsunade saw him coming and said to him, about damn time brat. Come here, I need you to transfer your chakra to me. You are the only one who can with Kurama's help. Sure thing Granny, Naruto said. Hey, instead of that, I can actually create a shadow clone with Kurama controlling it and transfer the chakra that way, it would faster and more effective. Would that work for you? The faster the better brat. It, I'm trying to heal one of your friends over here. Naruto looked closer through all the working doctors and nurses and saw that it was Melina, who was apparently badly injured. Oh shit, he exclaimed. What the hell happened? Shadow clone jutsu. A shadow clone popped into existence with cubey features, darkened whiskers, elongated teeth, and the red eyes, along with the wilder blonde hair. The shadow clone, now apparently being controlled by Kurama, spoke to Tsunade. What exactly happened to her? I need you to take off your jacket Tsunade. The chakra transfer works only through skin-to-skin contact. Tsunade got upset at this. You damn fox. You are just trying to cop a feel, aren't you? Quiet, child, the Kurama clone told her. I just told you, skin-to-skin contact is the only way for this jutsu to work. It goes directly from one chakra network to the next, without the use of any transfer filters, if you will. There are two entrance points for the chakra networks, which both connect directly to the source of your chakra, which you know is your heart. I can either touch you from the front of your body or the back. I told you I need to touch your back. That is, unless you would prefer me to grab your tits and do it that way. The Kurama clone finished with a smirk. Tsunade had a very large tick mark on her forehead. Why you little, of I don't want you to do that you damn perverted fox. Then shut the hell up, turn around, and take off your jacket. Tsunade reluctantly turned around and did as she was told. She very carefully let down a little of her gray shirt down over her back, still covering her chest. She heard the Kurama clone doing very complicated hand signs as he spoke to her again. You are luck that I actually like this woman, she is perfect for the kitten eye. I like me a feisty woman with some attitude. Much like yourself. You'd be a perfect fit for the boy as well. Now, try not to move, my chakra is much more potent and powerful than any other, so it may or may not sting, but I'm sure a Sannin like yourself can handle it. Get ready. Demonic style, pure chakra transfer. The Kurama clone slammed both hands on Tsunade's back, directly behind her heart. She felt a huge rush of chakra, more and more potent than she had ever felt before. Within seconds she was loaded up with more chakra than she had ever had in her entire life. After about a minute, Kurama told her, it is done. You should more than enough to fully heal her 10 times over. Good luck Tsunade big tits. Ha ha. The Kurama clone dispelled laughing, and Tsunade swore to give him a good and broken jaw later on, but for now she needed to heal her patient. She felt Naruto grab her arm firmly and she looked back at him, surprised to see a pleading look in his face. Please, he said, help her Bar-chan. Tsunade smiled at him. Don't worry brat, I got her. She turned back to her patient after she had fixed her shirt and jacket. She once again placed both hands forward and began healing Melina as fast as she could. Within 5 minutes, she completely healed. Melina was out cold, but otherwise okay. She turned to Naruto and told him, don't worry brat, she's gonna be fine. Some much needed rest and she'll be good as new. Naruto did something that he hardly ever did to anyone, he bowed low to her. Thank you Tsunade Senju, he said. I honestly don't know what I would have done without her. Tsunade, surprised by this, asked him, is she really that important to you? Why? Naruto stood up straight and told her, because she is one of the very few, aside from yourself, that has actually helped me out at all. Recently, she pulled me from my darkness. She pulled me from the abyss I thought I was in. Tsunade clearly understood what he meant. She had known about his little trip down to the end and how he was helped out of it, at least the first time, and that someone had helped him out but didn't know who it was. Now, she knew, and she had Melina to thank for it. Don't worry brat. Like I said, she'll be fine. Now go to the Hokage's tower, he called for a meeting earlier. He needs us all there now. With that, the two left off for the tower. Naruto looked back to get one last look at Melina before she was wheeled off to a recovery room. I will always be there for you Melina, he thought. I promise. Naruto entered through tower doorway with Tsunade in tow. He saw that all the teams and their senseis were there, as well as Katana, Jade, Shiva, along with his mother, Kushina, who was standing at her husband's side at the desk. Minato stood up from his chair to address everyone. He said to them all, thank you all for coming on such short notice. We have just been attacked by this man named Kotal Khan, as you all well know. We were able to drive him off, but not without our own casualties. Not too many, but casualties all the same. However, the majority of them were civilians. He paused as his features became more grim. We cannot allow this to simply pass us by. I understand that a few of our own are to participate in this upcoming tournament, Mortal Kombat, I believe it is called. Katana, I also understand that you are the Princess of Edenia, is that correct? Katana nodded at the Hokage. He is a peaceful man, but is not afraid to down and dirty to do what he must, she thought. A true leader indeed. I am fortunate to be allied with him and his nation. Good. Then I would like you to explain to everyone here what exactly this so-called tournament is really about, and also what the consequences are. He motioned for her to step forward and she stepped in front of the desk and turned to face everyone present. With a voice full of regality, she said to them all, the Mortal Kombat tournament is a contest, consisting of several duels between the best warriors of 2 or more realms. The tournament is initiated when one or more realms want to take over another. The tournament is built for the other realm, to give it a chance to defend itself. Formerly, the system was whoever won 10 consecutive tournaments won the entire thing. If the invading realm won, the defending realm would be absorbed into the victorious realm, thus, both realms becoming one. This is what happened to my home realm, Edenia. It was defeated in Mortal Kombat, therefore, it became a part of Outworld, never to be seen again. However, the system has recently changed. Instead of 10 tournaments, it has now gone down to a single one. In short, you all have one, and only one, chance to protect your realm from being absorbed by Outworld. Do not worry, my princess. Guy randomly shouted out way too loud for everyone. I, along with my team, shall defeat the enemy one their unyouthfulness. They stand no chance whatsoever against the might of team number 9. You stupid fool, Katana retorted angrily. One Edenian warrior could take on 10 of you and survive without a scratch. Outworld took over all of Edenia, and killed everyone that wouldn't become a part of their forces. What makes you think that you, a lowly human, could take on the might of Outworld? Guy was stunned that she had spoken to him like that. Naruto stepped in and said, Princess Katana, Guy-sensei here and his team are all very capable warriors in a league of their own. You've seen me beat down Goro, right? He was nothing compared to these guys here. Trust me Katana, when they see they can do it, then they can fucking do it. As well as everyone else here as well. We aren't to be messed with. Katana looked at him and said, even if that may be so, you should never underestimate your opponent. Especially not Outworld. Trust me, Kakashi stepped in, we never underestimate anyone. We are always prepared for anything, at any time. We are ninja, princess. Alright, Katana said. I just don't want this place to suffer like Edenia did. Kushina stepped in this time as she said to her, even if the worst came to the absolute worst, my son Naruto has been through much worse. And even if he hasn't, he is an Uzumaki. He will not fail. She looked at her son and smiled at him. He smiled back at her, thankful that he had her support. Wait a minute, Jade interjected, where's Melina? Tsunade said to her, she was in the emergency room. I treated her, with Naruto's help. She was hurt very badly. She held up her hand to silence Katana and Jade, as they were about to interrupt. Don't worry, with Naruto's help, she is fully healed, she is just in one of the recovery rooms resting. She should be just fine and up and about by tomorrow morning. Thank goodness you're okay, sister, thought Katana. Back to what I was talking about earlier, Minato said, I know I said that today was going to be that little tournament we were going to have between my son and all of the Junin present here now, but clearly the unprovoked attack has set things back. I'm sorry son, that was a test to determine whether or not you were ready to be a Junin. Naruto was shocked. Wah. Well what the hell man. Bam. Language young man. OOWWWW, moom. That hurt. Good. It was supposed to. Now apologize to everyone for your foul language right now, mister. Naruto looked at her defiantly. No, mom. I'm 20 years old, a grown-ass man. Come on M. Bam. Ow. Mom. Language. MMOOOOOOMMMMM. Tsunade walked up and grabbed both of them by their ears and pulled hard. Ow. Bachan, stop it. That hurts. Lady Tsunade, let go of me right now. Yep. Tsunade said dejectedly, you two are definitely Uzumakis alright. Shut the hell up, you are in a professional environment for crying out loud. She let go of their ears and they both looked at her embarrassed as they both said in unison, sorry Bachan. Kushina, calling me Bachan. Tsunade thought with a tick mark on her forehead. I am not that old, damn it. Anyways, Minato chuckled, what I'm saying is that the little tournament of our own will have to wait. We need to bring Kotal Khan down first. After that, we can do our own thing. Our village's safety comes first. Well, I guess the world now, thanks to Katana's description of Mortal Kombat. Dude, Kiba yelled out. We just got done saving the world like a year ago or whatever. Can't we get a break? Looks like you had plenty of breaks, Kiba, Naruto said through clenched teeth. You enjoy taking other people's partners for yourself. Kiba blinked in surprise. Feeling a little courageous with everyone around him as backup, he retorted, yeah, well it's not my fault that you couldn't satisfy Hinata. That's why she came to me in the first place, you little dick punk. The air got cold and silent the moment the second that comment left his lips. What did you just say to me, Kiba? Kiba smirked to himself. You heard me. Yeah, I did. Kiba smirked again knowing that Naruto couldn't do anything. But I don't think the nine-tailed fox did. Wah. Summoning jutsu. A puff of smoke later, a demon fox appeared. 7 feet tall at the shoulder, 15 feet long from snout to tails, each claw easily the size of a human arm. Luckily the tower was big enough for them all, but just barely. Kiba, before he even knew it, was staring directly into one of the eyes of the nine-tailed fox. What did you just say to me, filthy bastard? Kiba stuttered inaudibly. Kurama smiled ferally, baring all of his sharp teeth right at Kiba. Did you hear me, or is your dog brain too small to comprehend a simple question? Just so you know, and this is for everyone as well, not just Kiba. I have been inside of Naruto his entire life. I have seen all of memories, experienced all of his feelings, pain, sadness, lonliness, despair, love, admiration, happiness, joy. He turned his eye once again towards Kiba, and Sasuke saw it was subtlety at him as well, pure, unflitered hatred. I have also witnessed his pleasures firsthand. And Kiba, he has pleased Hinata far more than you ever could. Hinata is just a slut, plain and simple. And you. He turned again to face Sasuke, Uchiha. You worthless filth of a human. I may be a demon fox, but I know what loyalty is. How dare you betray one of your own? One of your teammates, even. I hope you burn. Minato. Minato looked at the 7-foot-tall fox with a questioning look, eyebrow raised. Kurama said to him, during this ridiculous tournament, do not worry. I shall protect your son. Minato smiled as he said, "Thank you, my friend." Kurama nodded before he dispelled in a puff of smoke. "You okay, son?" Minato asked Naruto. It was a minute before Naruto responded. He quickly wiped away a single tear and said, "Yeah, Dad, yeah, I'm good." Kushina looked at her son with a sad face. "My poor boy," she thought. Just then, Melina walked through the door of the tower. "Melina," Naruto said excitedly. He ran up to her and gave her a huge hug. Surprised at this sudden action, it took a moment, but returned the embrace. Then Naruto stood back and said to her, "What the hell happened to you, Melina? When I saw you at the emergency room you were in such bad shape." Melina's eyes narrowed angrily. Baraka, Naruto said. "Who the hell is that?" "He is a full-blooded Tarkatan. A very fierce warrior who used to serve under Outworld's former emperor, Shao Kahn. He must have hurt you really badly to have Tsunade have to heal you," said Jade. "That coward caught me by surprise," Melina explained. "A few minutes after the invasion, I was stunned from behind by one of the Oshtek fools. I turned around to face them and was ambushed by Baraka and a few more Tarkatan cowards. Luckily, a few of your ninja helped me out, and was able to drive them away, killing a few of them and wounding Baraka." She looked away sadly. "However, they paid for their victory with their lives. They are deserving of honor. I owe them greatly. Their loyalty to each other and this village only makes my will to be here and to be a part of this place that much stronger." "I am sorry to hear that happened," Minato said sadly. "However, sometimes it is unavoidable. We try to get away from situations like that as much as possible, but sometimes there's just no way out. They shall be honored greatly. They protected one of our own, and protected our village. Lord Hokage," Shiva began in her deep feminine voice, "I also wish to be a permanent in this place. Us Shokan live much longer than you humans. Not as long as Edenians, but close. I myself am almost 300 years old." That got stunned looks from everyone. Shiva explained, "Shokan are half human, half dragon. Our dragon half is what gives our longevity. My point is Hokage, is that Shokan are a breed that considers ourselves beings of honor. In my 300 years, this is the only place in which the people here have as much honor as a Shokan. If you will allow it, I wish to remain here as well. Princess Katana and myself wish the same, Lord Hokage," Jade said to him. "Well," Minato said, "you are already guests here. We will have to go through tests and the sort in order to get you fully registered as a resident within Konoha, but you all have helped out my son tremendously. In return, I see no reason to deny your requests." Shiva bowed to Minato, all four hands cupping the opposite fists in the bow. "Thank you, Lord Hokage. You honor me and the Shokan greatly." Katana, Jade, and Melina also bowed as well. "If Edenia is ever restored," Katana said, "I can guarantee you that it will be on your side. As well as Outworld, once I retake the throne," Melina finished. "Well, that's just excellent," Kushina said. "Well then, until I call you guys, you are dismissed. And Naruto, I understand you have your own place, correct?" "Yeah, Dad, why?" Naruto asked. "Because I need these lovely ladies to stay with you for the time being. As of right now, there are no housing situations available. But Dad, I've only got a one-bedroom apartment. We all can't fit in that closet of a house." "Ooh. I won't mind at all," Melina said flirtatiously. "After all, I can just sleep with little war hero here." She began to softly rub his chest. "You wouldn't mind that, would you, Mr. Naruto? Kit, if you say no, I will drag you in here and kick you in your nuts so damn hard you'll have to be neutered." Kurama screamed at him from within his mindscape. "Oh, okay, yeah, sure," Naruto said nervously. "Excellent," Melina said slowly. "It is about time I get to spend some time with the head mate of the Shokan," Shiva said. Now Naruto was just getting nervous. "Hey," Ino yelled out at the grown women. "I want in this too." "What?" Naruto exclaimed. "You heard me, knucklehead," Ino said aloud. She smiled at him as she walked closer. "I want in." "You want in what? There's no club here. I'm not even in control of this." Yeah, I guess you're right," Ino said. She looked at Naruto's parents with a raised eyebrow, silently asking if she could join. Her parents nodded with a smile, Kushina the more eager of the two. "Yes," Ino said loudly, punching the air. "You're mine, Naruto." Naruto walked through the front door, a little embarrassed. He had absolutely never had a girl actually stay at his place before. Why would they? His place was a dump. Tiny, one-bedroom apartment with an even smaller bathroom. Plus, it was in the worst part of the village. The only time anyone, guy or girl, had been to his place at all was to summon him to the Hokage Tower or to deliver a message of some sort. Never, not once, has anyone ever stayed with him. Let alone out of their own free will. Shiva, Katana, Jade, and Melina, and Ino all walked in behind him through the front door. Ino shivered involuntarily a little bit, remembering what had happened the last time she was here, healing Naruto from several, deep, smooth cuts all over his body. He had been covered in so much blood. A few flashes of the memory crossed her mind as she shivered again. She looked forward at the blonde-haired ninja in front of her and couldn't believe he was the same guy that she had saved from near death not too long ago at all. She then discovered later that he had succeeded at his second attempt by releasing Kurama. That really scared her. What would she do without him? But, she was here now, with him, and the rest of the fan club. She was going to help the girls get settled in, well, as best as they could anyway. After all, she had her own house with her mother to go back to. There was no way that Ino Yamanaka was going to stay in a place like this. Sorry you guys, Naruto said quietly. I know it's not much, but it's all I got right now. I'll take the living room floor, you all can decide for yourselves who will get the couch and the bed. I'm gonna go take a shower. He turned around and began walking to the bathroom. The entire time on the way home, he had gotten gloomier and gloomier. Naruto, Ino had yelled out. He turned around to see her looking at him with cold, hard, yet worried eyes. He smirked as he realized why she had called out to him. Don't worry Ino-chan, he told her. I'm literally just going to take a shower. I stink right now. No one likes that. Quote, comma dot. Okay Naruto, Ino replied. Just take a shower, okay. Yeah, Naruto said quietly. He turned away and disappeared around the corner. Katana asked the question the others were thinking. Why was he like that Ino? Isn't he the hero of this village? Yeah, Ino said, but for some reason, the older people just don't know how to let a grudge go. The fox inside of Naruto practically tore our village apart the day he was born. It was sealed inside of him when he was literally born. Parents died a few moments later, and this village has hated him since. Although, I thought that ended when he defeated Pain. Guess not. Shiva asked, so is that why all of the puny humans were staring down at Naruto like that? That's right, Ino nodded at the Shokan woman. I cannot tolerate this, Shiva said, upset. Naruto Uzumaki is the leader of the Shokan. My own head mate. I cannot let him be so weak like this. Ino shook her head at the woman. You don't understand, Ino said. You can live through very emotional and traumatizing times because 9 times out of 10, you already knew what was going on, or figured it out soon. You can deal with it accordingly then. But Naruto, he didn't have the slightest clue as to why the people hated him so much. Ino inhaled a shaky breath. Imagine, Shiva, that you are completely and utterly alone, all day, every single moment of your life. It is this way for a very long time. And it doesn't just stop there. Quite often, you are chased, bullied and beat for the very reason you are hated, but you have no idea what it is. You have never done anything wrong. And yet, people, full-grown adults, are beating on a little boy. A little boy who is confused as to why this is happening, and are utterly defenseless. On top of all of that, everyone glares at him with pure hatred. Ino was crying a little at this point, slightly remembering all of the memories she had witnessed from his mind. A few tears streaked down her face as she said, his mind is scarred. His psychological state is nearly shattered, held together by weak tape. One wrong move, one final glare, and that could send him over the edge again. For some people, you can get over it. It may take some work, but you'll get over it. But he will get over it though. If he can defeat Goro so easily, then he can overcome this, Jade interjected. Ino shook her head. Unfortunately, that's not true in his case. The damage that was done has been so severe, for so long, and exposed to the same elements that caused it in the first place so many times that it's a permanent thing that he just has to deal with. Shiva put one of her hands on Ino's shoulder. Do not worry, young mind warrior, Shiva told her. We are here to help him. After all, I am his mate. Ino felt a little of her pervert side come on. Mate, huh? Wheel, Shiva. Shiva looked at her with a raised eyebrow. What is it, child? Ino looked at her, a little blood trickling down her nose and rubbing her hands together slowly. Shiva, Ino said mischievously, I believe that your mate is in the shower right now, all naked and wet, cleaning himself off. Ooh man. Let me through. Ino tried to brush past Shiva, but unfortunately for Ino, Shiva had caught onto what she was implying, and stopped her before she could try anything. Ino looked up at her with a pouty face as Shiva told her, as you just said, young Ino, he is my mate. Shiva smiled as she turned around and walked towards the bathroom. Ino yelled out, no fair Shiva. That is not cool. She only got a hearty Shokan laugh in return. Naruto was just standing there in the shower, letting the hot water just wash away the dirt, grime, and stress away. He had once again, after everything that H has done, had to deal with those damn glares. How come they just won't get it? He thought. I've given up everything for them, shown them that I'm not the demon fox, and they still fucking hate me. Damn it. Hell, even the fox isn't the fox they hate anymore. Suddenly, the shower curtain was ripped back. He jumped back against the shower wall. What he saw he never would have expected. There, right in front of him, stood Shiva, his mate, in all her natural glory. Not a shred of clothing on her. Her huge, DD-sized breasts were magnificent, nipples already hard and erect. Het-tone's muscles streamlined her body, but wasn't too much. Her thighs looked good enough to eat. Her nice plump pussy was already very moist, judging by the light slightly glistening off of it. He looked up and saw that she was smiling sultrily at him as she spoke. Hello, headmate, she said to him. Shiva, Naruto said, trying to cover what little dignity he had left. I'm trying to shower here. I'm freaking nude man, what the hell? Ha 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 ha, I can see that, Shiva replied. And I admit that I like what I see. She reached down and moved his hands out of the way and pinned him against the wall with her two upper arms. With her two lower ones, she fondled his dick and balls and said, very nice, mate. For human, you are quite impressive indeed. Shiva, you gotta stop. Naruto said to her. And why is that? She asked. Because your dick is really liking this attention. A lot. He was growing to his full length of 13 inches and 2 inches in width. And so am I, Shiva said. She got down on her knees. Even though she was on her knees, due to her size of a shokan, she still had no trouble at all holding his arms up. She lowered her mouth onto his dick, and swallowed it whole, and then came up very slowly. Naruto almost blacked out, it felt so good. Shiva continued this pattern and began to speed up. Naruto was squirming under her firm grip, but she was letting him know that she was going to get what she wanted, his cum. She went faster and deeper until Naruto finally, with a huge grunt and hips lunging forward, his entire body shook as he had the biggest orgasm of his life. All of his cum went straight down Shiva's throat, and she was pressing his ass up against her to make sure he couldn't move. She was drinking every last drop like it was the elixir of life. After a couple of minutes, Shiva slowly eased her mouth off of his cock with a pop. Thanks for the meal, she said and walked out of the room. Naruto slid down the shower wall, hot water still running over him and said, holy shit. Well, it's about damn time something happened, said Kurama. Shiva walked back into the room where the other girls were lounging around in the living room of Naruto's one-bedroom apartment. At some point during the shower scene, Sakura had also come into his apartment and had joined the other girls in conversation. Ino saw Shiva walk out and was immediately all over her. Hey, Shiva, Ino yelled out a little too excitedly. She ran up to Shiva and grabbed two of her hands with her own and went straight into her gossip girl mode. 2. What happened? Ha ha ha. Ino said, eyes sparkling. Well, I gave my headmate a little helping head, Shiva said with a smirk. Ino had a confused look on her face. Don't you mean helping hand? Shiva shook her head, smirking. No, child, helping head. Ino realized what she was saying, froze up, and fell backwards completely stiff and shocked. Sakura saw this and yelled out, Ino. She ran over to her friend's locked up body and saw that her eyes were glazed over, perverted nosebleed on full blast. Sakura shook her head and chuckled as she said, get up Ino. Ino sat up and said, ooh, IDEFINTILEY cool next shot. Hey Shiva, how was he? What do you mean? You know, she said. Actually I do not. I am still learning about the human language and its many different meanings. Unfortunately child I do not know what you are talking about. She means how big was he, Sakura said, also kind of wondering. Ah, Shiva said, now understanding. She looked right at Ino, who had an expecting look on her face, like a dog waiting for its reward after performing a trick. Shiva held out two of her hands apart about a foot wide. Oh hell yeah. Ino punched the air excitedly. He is definitely mine next round. Katana said to Shiva, are you sure Shiva? He's only a human after all, not a shogun. Melina was also pretty curious herself. Trust me, he was that size, Shiva explained. And he released a lot of his human semen. She rubbed her stomach in satisfaction. I don't think I will be having dinner tonight, as I already received mine. Now Melina was really excited. She walked up to Shiva and said to her, how many times can he go? How many times can he go where? Shiva asked. When he released his semen, Ino explained, we call that, coming. And his semen itself we call, cum. Was it good? Shiva smiled again. It was delicious. Melina said, I'll ask again, how many times can he come Shiva? I really want to know. I am not sure, Shiva said. But I do know that he can come a lot. I'd say maybe about a gallon or so. Ino screamed excitedly, she couldn't hold it anymore. Kawaiiiii. Even Jade, the normally, I will protect my princess at all times chick, got pretty flustered. I would like to see this human exposed myself, she said. Ino wanted Naruto right now. And she knew exactly how to get him out. He always was a sucker for his friends. Especially if they were in trouble. Hey girls, Ino said, I've got a question for ya. Sakura, this excludes you because you have Sasuke. Hey, that bastard cheated on me. Sakura said in her defense. Well then you shouldn't have gotten with him then, forehead. Ino pig. You take that back. Make me forehead. I'll make you, Sakura said. How about a bet? Ha. You sound just like Lady Sunad. Fine. What's the bet? I bet you that I can blow Naruto better than you can. Ino chuckled in disbelief. What? Are you serious? You couldn't even do it right with Sasuke, your all-time lover boy. You expect that you can do it on a boy that you beat up your whole life. Fine. If I win, you're off the team. Team. Sakura said. What team? Ino sighed, exasperated. The team that gets to be with Naruto, forehead. Basically, you get one shot. If you're good, you're in, which I honestly think you will totally suck at. But you're on. She turned around to look at Katana and Jade. Hey princess, she began, you wanna hook up with Mr. Hero? Absolutely, Katana said. He is a very worthy man of my attention, especially after what Shiva just told us. What about you, Jade? Fuck the whole I am going to protect you Katana, what do you want? Do you want Naruto to pound you into bliss? Jade, having a much better understanding of the human language and its slang than Shiva did, knew exactly what Ino was talking about. Of course. I want him to ram me really good, and for a while, too. Ino then turned to Melina and said, now I know you wanna have some of that dick. Melina looked at her, pulled down her mask, and licked her lips excitedly. Bring him to me, and I'll show you how a real woman treats a man. Ino looked at her with a determined face. Is that a challenge, Carnum of Outworld? Hey, I like this girl, Melina thought. Sure, why not? Whoever can fuck him best wins. I caught him staring at me a few times, you know. I never told nor do I think he noticed me seeing him, but it was really hot. Has he done that to you? Oh, I am sure he has, Ino said with confidence. And you Shiva, after what you told us, I know he wants to pound that Shokan pussy. Shiva understood that one for sure as she said, and he will at some point. How about right now girls? Ino said. I know exactly how to get him out here, this very second. Well then, Melina began. Got it. I want my man. Okay, I want us all to dress down, she said. I've got a plan. Naruto stood in his shower, once again letting the hot water just wash over him. He felt so much better after Shiva's surprise head game. He wasn't expecting that at all. He loved it too. He loved strong women who knew what they wanted. Girls who were always pretending to be weak and frail he thought didn't really deserve any attention because they always manipulated everyone else into doing things for them. Not the strong ones though. They knew what they wanted, and they went out to go get it, no matter what it was. In the case of just a few minutes ago, it's Shiva who wanted his cum, and she came and got it. And it was hot. However, he still wasn't satisfied. At least, not fully. He then realized why he was always so damn stressed out. He was an adult now, and adults did adult stuff, especially that was stress related. They went out and fucked. They hooked up, and whether or not they stayed together and got married or whatever didn't really matter. The fact remains that after they had hooked up, whoever the people were, they always left happier than before. Was that what he needed right now? More action. He had been doing ninja work for a very long time, and that was his full focus. Missions, promotions, then the war came. The war was brutal, and demanded his every waking moment. There were no breaks for him, or for anyone else that was involved in the war. Now that he was thinking about it, it had actually been quite some time since had gotten some action, which was before he discovered Hinata's betrayal, which was over a year ago. And even then, it wasn't very often, maybe once every couple of months. He had wondered why she had stopped being so flirty with him before. Now he knew why. Fucking bitch. But, he had just been given some much needed relief from Shiva. A real woman showed him what could go down, and she sucked him off 20 times better than Hinata ever did, when she rarely ever did it. During their entire time together, she maybe blew him twice, if he was lucky. And even then, it really sucked. Shiva, however, had come in and downright dominated his dick with her throat. While he was thinking about it, he felt something beginning to happen. He felt rejuvenated, full of bottled, pent-up energy, with a hint of aggression. This feeling you're getting Naruto, Kurama said within the mindscape, it's what humans call, the animal. Your blood and adrenaline is flowing like a river, causing your testosterone levels to go to unnatural heights. Especially for you, since you are a ginchuriki, everything is maginfied. Not to mention that I felt everything that SHEEVA woman did, and if you don't claim her soon, very soon, I will take over your body and do it myself. Ha 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 ha, yeah you're right Kurama, Naruto thought back. She's mine. And Melina too, damn that woman is hot as hell. Shit man, they all are. Then your answer is simple Kit. Claim them all. Just then, he heard a very odd scream that came from the leaving room, coming from all of the F girls at once. Naarrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr jumped out of the shower. He yanked the bathroom door open, ran down the hall, forming a Rasengan. He turned the corner and thrust out his jutsu, ready to grind through anything that dared to come and harm his friends. Rasenga. He stopped and the jutsu vanished suddenly. He was surprised to see what he was currently seeing. Every one of the girls, even Sakura when did she get here, was completely naked, and they were all staring right at with hungry looks. Wah, what the hell is going on? Naruto asked to them all. Ino wasn't even listening, she was too busy looking at his package. Damemenen Naruto, she said. You really are well equipped, aren't you? Naruto wondered what she was talking about, then realized he had forgotten to get dressed before he ran out of the bathroom. He quickly tried to cover himself up, but Shiva had stopped him by grabbing his hands before he could even get close. Whoa, so damn fast. He thought. There will be no need to do that, my mate, Shiva said. Melina walked up and, with one hand, caressed his chest and with her other hand, began fondling his junk. I want this, Naruto, she told him with certainty. And I will have it. She got down on her knees, and saw that he had already gotten to his full length. Impressive, she said. Perfect for the Khanum of Outworld. With that last remark, she began blowing him, much like Shiva had just a few minutes earlier. Melina was obviously careful with her teeth, so she used her lips and tongue more. Naruto was experiencing pleasure like he had never even felt before. Ah, shit, that's good. He yelled out. Encouraged by his comment and moans, Melina sucked him faster and with more vigor. She never let go of his balls, fondling them with love. She kept one hand wrapped around his ass, making sure that he couldn't move anywhere. This is excellent, Melina thought. I shall make this man my own, and show him what I can do all of the time. Time for the Khanum to show her worth. Naruto felt her suck even harder, if that was even possible. Ino cheered Melina on. Yeah, you go girl. Suck that dick, she said. That dick is mine next. Melina felt Naruto beginning to squirm under her grasp, signifying that he was close to the end. She held him even tighter, and continued sucking like there was no tomorrow. Naruto was losing control, his head would slowly sway from side to side every few seconds, and his eyes rolled into the back of his head. Melina could feel that he was just right there, almost at the point that he was going to release that yummy cum that she so desperately wanted. She gently pushed his balls up towards his body more, encouraging his body to release. Apparently this little trick worked, because after a few seconds after her doing that, Naruto said, "Ooh, phuck." Melina felt Naruto come in her mouth. It felt like someone had opened a gallon of milk and poured it right down her throat. Naruto began to pull out, but Melina used both of her hands to grab his ass and she pulled him, shoving Naruto's still coming dick down her throat directly. The cum went down her throat and into her stomach. There was so much that she could feel her stomach getting bigger. Swallowing with huge gulps, she tried to get as much down as she could. Some of it leaked out though and got on her chin, and dripped down on her naked tits. After about a minute of Naruto coming down Naruto's throat, she finally felt the last few drops enter her mouth. When she felt that he was done giving her her meal, she took her mouth off with a loud pop and said to him, "Now that was a good dick sucking," she said. She grabbed the dick that was still hard as a rock and asked him, "And you still want more, don't you?" He looked at her ferally and said to her, "Melina, your fine ass is mine." He broke out of Shiva's loosened grip and grabbed Melina by the waist. He lifted her up and brought her to the couch and laid her down so that her shoulders were on the couch and her legs and hips were up high in the air, right where he was holding her up. "Yes," Melina said to him. "Fuck me, Naruto." Ino looked at Melina and said, "Hey. I was supposed to be first." Naruto plunged his 13-inch dick all the way into Melina's waiting pussy, and it even touched the edge of her womb. She was filled up in so many places she didn't even know she had. She had never been so full, ever. She felt good. She felt full, complete. She looked at Ino with half-lidded eyes and said, "Well, too damn bad. Naruto, fuck me baby." Naruto's fingers grew into claws and his whiskers darkened considerably, eyes turned red with slits and his fangs protruded as he smiled at her. "Don't gotta tell me twice." He placed both of feet on the couch on either side of her as he folded her legs back towards her shoulders, getting maximum penetration. He began pounding her hard and fast. Her pussy was so extremely wet that at each thrust, little droplets of her fluids would splash around. Melina was getting fucked so hard and fast that she couldn't even speak. Her tongue slightly stuck out and her yellow slitted eyes rolled into the back of her head. "Damn girl," Ino said. "Much better than Sasuke," Sakura said with a huge nosebleed. Katana and Jade could stare in shock at the full-blown fuck fest that Naruto was giving Melina. After about 20 minutes of just pure penetration, Naruto yelled out, "Melina, your pussy's so damn tight. I'm gonna come. You better come inside of me, Naruto." Melina yelled, "Put every single drop pf that damn load into me now. Ooh fuck yes Naruto. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck me fuck me fuck me yeesssssss. Melina, coming. With one last, hard thrust, he buried his dick balls deep into Melina's dripping wet pussy. Her fluids were dripping down her thighs and back. "Ooh fuck Naruto, yes. Fill me up baby, fill me up. Fill me up 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 fill me the fuck up, oh god yes." Melina felt him filling up her womb with his fresh, hot cum. It filled up her womb, causing her stomach to distend, and it flowed out of her pussy like a small river. After another minute or so of him coming inside of her, he finally pulled out, making a loud and wet sound. Even more cum flowed out of her, now that nothing was plugging it inside. Her legs fell on the couch, and her whole body shook. She had just had orgasm after blissful orgasm, and then she was filled to the brim and more with her man's thick hot cum, causing her to nearly black out with her biggest orgasm yet. She said very satisfied, "Ooh yee, definitely perfect, dot for the Kahanam," she said. Naruto stood up, still raging hard, and said with a smirk on his face, "So, who's next?" That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.